They didn't know a camera was watching them. You won't believe what was captured. From unbelievable actions to moments people thought would never be seen, this video is packed with surprises you can't miss. Stay tuned because the most unexpected twists are about to unfold. She was probably late for work, so to make it on time, she brushed her teeth at the traffic light. He never skips leg day. A couple of friends and one crazy idea. The rest is self-explanatory. He aimed for the hole, but scored a direct hit on the drone instead. Talk about a birdie. In the metro, you can find inspiration for a movie script. One wrong move, and this is what happens. She just wanted the perfect shot for her Instagram reel. She found her perfect spot to take a little break. The medical team sprinted onto the field to carry the injured player off, but the stretcher clearly wasn't having it. Every time they tried, the player kept slipping out like he was too busy for a nap. Is this the one guy who managed to fool these ice cream street performers? He ate more cones than anyone ever has. Suddenly, a flower pot falls on his head, but he's the ultimate chill guy. Nothing can upset him, not even this. In fact, it cracked him up. If you ever think being a photo model is easy, just remember this clip. A walk in nature was getting boring, so this idea popped into his head. Before we continue, I'd like to ask you to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, let us know which country you're watching us from. We'd love to know where our amazing audience is tuning in from the most. Friends in good times and bad. Have you ever seen bread prepared like this before? They're incredibly synchronized. I thought I loved cakes the most, but just look at these people go, they're grabbing like there's no tomorrow. What you put out into the world, the universe returns. But for him, it was instant. The 10 of them thought they could pull this off without messing it up, but everything was destroyed in just a few seconds. Usually, cats are afraid of water, but this one loves it. The match had to be postponed while they fixed the hoop he smashed. The grandmother who makes cotton candy creates the best sweets ever. She's truly dedicated to her craft. The goalkeeper who's impossible to score against, and during the match, he dances on the goal to entertain the crowd. He's a fan favorite. She didn't plan on swimming today, so she wore her fancy dress. But as she tried to get into the boat, she ended up taking an unexpected dive into the sea. When I'm bored, I take a few loops around the city on public transport. You can spot the most unusual people and situations there. The most memorable time we spend is with our family. During his performance on stage, the singer slipped. Guess the floor wasn't as big a fan of his moves as the crowd. The workers at the makeup shop were shocked when they found this cute cat chilling in their store, taking a nap like it owned the place. The weirdest amusement park ever. We're always afraid of things like this happening at our wedding, and yet, they often do. She did not know that camera was watching her. They're conquering territory, nothing strange for them. The wind was so strong, it blew away a sun umbrella that's as heavy as a regular umbrella. On their way to the beach, they stumbled upon a real show put on by the wind. The nearby shop had its stuff flying everywhere, like a scene straight out of a movie. They're using a drone to prepare the food. An interesting mascot at the festival. I wouldn't want to run into that after a few too many drinks. Is this how the dish is really made, or is she just showing off how angry she gets when cooking? There was a height limit sign under the bridge, but the truck driver thought, nah, I can make it. Well, turns out the truck didn't. It got a one-way ticket to the scrapyard instead. I get dizzy just watching this. Normally, this is the road you can drive on, but you might want to keep an eye on the tide, so you don't end up stuck like this. This is the easiest way to start a diet. He caught the ball, but he managed to upset his wife in the process. They set up a stand at the market selling second-hand dentures, because who doesn't want a gently used smile? Just make sure they're not too bite-sized for you. Every beginning is tough. An interesting shot from the public gym. This girl really has incredible speed. She could totally star in The Matrix. The ultimate nightmare for any girl. Finding a spider in the house. It's like the whole world stops and all focus shifts to survival mode. Not only did he catch nothing, but he also managed to lose his fishing rod. I knew cows were social, but I didn't know they loved putting on a show in front of the camera. I can't wait for summer and warm weather. Do you feel the same way? A skydiver lands on a wave, his feet gripping a surfboard, as if he's done this 1,000 times, totally living the dream. Forgetting to pull the handbrake was his first mistake. Now he's channeling his inner superhero, trying to stop a truck with his bare hands. Who needs safety precautions when you're a professional like him, steering a giant blue excavator down a cliff like it's a slide? He thought his sports car could conquer the flood like a pro spoiler. The water won, but at least he made it to the other side. In the courtyard, there's a guy wearing a black dress zooming around on a hoverboard, but the dress is so long, we can't even see the board. A dried sunflower becomes the latest real estate craze, all thanks to the clever little bird that decided it was the perfect spot for a nest. This overloaded truck tried to go under a bridge, but the extra white car on top decided it was too tall for such adventures. When the truck's trailer got wedged under the bridge, it was like watching a slow-motion traffic jam unfold right in front of our eyes. It's like watching a superhero on horseback. No matter how high the horse jumps, he stays on like he's defying gravity. With a powerful leap, the motorcyclist clears the gap between two trees, making us question our life choices. As the bus chugged through the city streets, thick smoke began billowing from its rear, giving the impression it could burst into flames at any second. The strong man walks through the field, carrying a massive rock on his back, barely breaking a sweat. As the red Jeep powered through the snowstorm, pulling the white Audi behind, the driver misjudged the speed and the Audi couldn't keep up, crashing into the snow like a helpless passenger caught in a whirlwind. With quick movements, the guy leaves everyone around him stunned as he effortlessly pulls off impressive feats. Overloaded to the extreme, the truck is a sight to behold, with vans and yellow cars lined up neatly along the trailer as if they were part of a well-planned game of Tetris. The guy, in the nick of time, moved his car from the parking spot, only to watch in disbelief as a tree came crashing down exactly in its place. In an attempt to avoid the traffic jam, the driver of the black car tried to enter the opposite lane, but met a surprising obstacle. The truck, carrying another truck on its trailer, cruises along the highway, creating a bizarre and almost impossible scene. On the ski slope, the girl is capturing the moment with her phone, while her husband creates a snowstorm effect behind her. As the woman was picking up her children from school, she drove into her garage, not realizing that the right door of her new Tesla wasn't properly shut, and when she pulled in, the door got caught and ripped off, leaving her in shock and disbelief at the unexpected turn of events. In this mind-blowing footage, traffic comes to a halt, and drivers navigate their vehicles so close to one another on a single lane, squeezed between two massive cliffs, making it seem like they're part of an action movie scene. What's fascinating about this is that every move these police officers make while learning motorcycle maneuvers is being performed in public, turning their training into a free show for everyone who happens to be around. The girl, dressed in a skirt and high heels, kicks her legs high above her head, popping balloons with ease in an impressive display of flexibility and precision. In a scene that could easily belong in a fantasy movie, a massive flock of crows descends upon the parking lot, filling the air with its eerie presence. As the group of friends enjoy their leisurely boat ride, two of their buddies soar in a tiny plane just above them, buzzing by in perfect synchrony. Driving through the city, a man skillfully maneuvers a tow truck with two additional tow trucks hitched behind it, creating a strange but impressive convoy. A real test of professionalism, this bus driver effortlessly weaves between eggs scattered across the road, demonstrating not only expertise in driving, but a true sense of mastery in his craft, all while avoiding any mishaps. Watch in amazement as a young man performs an incredible trick, juggling 3 dice in one hand and 3 in the other, all while impressing his friends at the restaurant table. A man struggles to maneuver his massive truck down a narrow street, with the trailer dangerously close to scraping the side of a house. The rally driver attempts the turn but ends up hitting the side advertisements instead, with the crowd reacting in disbelief, shaking their heads at the unfortunate mistake. Can you imagine being in his shoes? Not only did he destroy a high-end sports car worth a fortune, but now he probably has to work for years just to pay off the loan he took out to cover the damages. All of that just for a simple mistake in the driveway. With each smooth movement, her figure cuts through the ice as if she's part of nature, twisting and turning effortlessly, mastering every move like a professional skater. The moment was bizarre. The camera caught the sand as if alive, stretching out a hand toward him in a gesture of friendship, and then it retreated back into the earth like it was never there. Not only is he riding a bike, but he's also juggling 2 balls with one hand and solving a Rubik's Cube with the other, all at the same time. Despite his age, he handles the river like a seasoned pro, effortlessly riding the flow, his body moving with the water like it's second nature. It's almost as if he's channeling the king of pop, his body flowing through the water as he slides, spins, and glides, each move perfectly synchronized with the rhythm. The driver had no idea, and as he continued driving forward, the trailer caused chaos in the lot, damaging another car and leaving everyone stunned at the sudden collision. As she speeds around the corner, she expertly slides under a ramp she set up herself, completing a perfect drift in a circle, making it look like a scene from an action movie. Every movement is precise, as he uses his wrist and the attached utensils to stir, sauté, and serve the risotto, managing each step flawlessly despite the lack of traditional tools. It's an exhilarating sight. This guy, strapped to a yellow board, is being towed across the water by a jet ski, mastering the waves like a professional surfer, as the crew behind him adds to the thrill of the ride. The cars are forced to stop, while curious onlookers are left wondering which types of animals these little adventurers are. Some look like squirrels, others resemble small rabbits or ferrets. The cars are forced to stop, while curious onlookers are left wondering which types of animals these little adventurers are. Some look like squirrels, others resemble small rabbits or ferrets. Panicked, she frantically tries to correct the situation, but the car lurches forward and crashes into the garage door, narrowly missing the house itself, leaving her breathless and shocked. It's a comical sight. A truck loaded with hay bales moves slowly down the road, and as it does, the cows behind it greedily munch on whatever falls off, while the driver remains blissfully unaware of the feast his cargo is providing for the herd. A guy, riding his dirt bike, zooms off a massive ramp, preparing for an epic trick. As the trailer scraped along the underside of the bridge, sparks flew everywhere, making it seem like the driver had no concept of the size of his vehicle, and the result was a costly and avoidable accident. The chef, in a breathtaking display of control and artistry, effortlessly juggled two flaming torches while preparing a meal, turning the entire kitchen into a stage for his fiery performance and leaving the audience amazed by his dexterity. With the calmness of a seasoned professional, the trucker expertly swerved into the left lane with just inches to spare, narrowly escaping the multi-car pileup. His experience and focus on the road saving the day in a situation that could have easily ended in tragedy. As it spun around the track on two wheels, the crowd couldn't believe what they were witnessing. This tiny car was performing stunts that defied logic and physics. His incredible strength and control allowed him to send the barrel soaring high, clearing the bar effortlessly, leaving the crowd in complete awe. However, there's another daredevil who leaps from towering cliffs, twisting midair and executing flips. He's an even more skilled parachutist than the one from the plane. The rally driver speeds through the muddy terrain, cutting through the mist, easily hitting 140 kilometers per hour, never slowing down below 100. It seemed like just another strange road occurrence until the chicken hit the windshield of a passing car, creating a scene so surreal that both drivers were left stunned and confused by the unexpected encounter, as the driver of the car could hardly comprehend what had just happened, and the trucker continued driving without a second thought, as if nothing had occurred at all. It seemed like just another strange road occurrence until the chicken hit the windshield of a passing car, creating a scene so surreal that both drivers were left stunned and confused by the unexpected encounter, as the driver of the car could hardly comprehend what had just happened, and the trucker continued driving without a second thought, as if nothing had occurred at all. The bus slid dangerously down the hill, but the driver skillfully corrected his course, swerving expertly to avoid a crash. A strong girl is getting ready to race down the icy track on her sled, preparing for the ultimate test of speed. The guy is driving his blue sports car when suddenly smoke starts billowing from the left rear tire, as if the brakes are on fire. Amid the swirling snow and icy danger, the bus driver maneuvers his way down the treacherous slope, skillfully weaving left and right, each swerve sending a shiver of suspense down the passenger's spines. But somehow, with impeccable control, he brings the huge vehicle safely back onto the road, as if navigating a monster truck through a video game. A surreal scene unfolds as the truck driver casually throws a chicken out of the window, and it collides with the windshield of the car next to him, leaving everyone in shock. They strike the perfect pose as the girl balances on his hands, and in a split second, she leaps just as an airplane soars across the sky, creating an unforgettable shot. Balancing effortlessly on two round wooden rollers, she manages to put on her jeans, all while staying steady as if she's been practicing for years. Clinging to a crumbling ledge, this soldier doesn't just hold on. He pulls off strength-defying moves, pushing forward like he's in the middle of a high-stakes action movie. Imagine forgetting to pull the handbrake and watching your taxi roll straight into a luxury gray Porsche. This driver's about to be paying for a lot more than just his fare. Welcome to the most adrenaline-pumping circus in history. 6 cars tearing through the air, jumping off ramps and racing like they're in a real-life GTA 5, leaving the audience in awe as they pull off insane stunts. The precision and speed of this professional truck driver are astonishing. He reverses the entire rig with ease, angles the trailer perfectly, and in a matter of mere seconds, the whole trailer is loaded and secured, making it seem as though he's performing a mind-blowing feat of driving wizardry that could only be seen in the most daring action films, all while handling the heavy equipment with a level of calmness and expertise that defies belief. The truck, loaded with a giant excavator, struggles to climb a muddy path, but just as it seems like it's almost at the top, the excavator topples off the trailer, sliding back down the slippery slope like it's part of a slapstick comedy show. On the cliff by the sea, the martial artist moves with precision as waves crash in rhythm with his moves. A massive truck rolls through an intersection, pushing a tiny white car in front of it, seemingly unaware of the chaos unfolding. It's like the truck driver doesn't even realize the car is in his blind spot, and he's pushing it forward as though it's part of his morning routine. On the side of the highway, a large red truck came to a stop, its driver sending his drone into the sky to film the most dramatic view of a 2-lane bridge that looked like it could collapse any second. She was in such a rush that the closed garage door didn't stop her. She drove straight through it as if it was just a minor obstacle in her way. In that tense moment, everyone held their breath, knowing it was only a matter of time before the wheel finally gave out and fell. Finally, after flailing his arms like he was fighting invisible ghosts, the snake left the fender, and the driver could breathe again, ready to resume his journey without further drama. Effortlessly and gracefully, as if she were invincible, she switches from one leg to the other, leaving everyone wondering how it's possible to be that strong. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments below. Catch you in the next one.